My friend want me to pay for his meal. A few weeks ago, my friend Mike invited me out for dinner at a new restaurant in town. He mentioned that a few of our mutual friends, including Susan and Greg, would be there. I immediately hesitated. I knew how Susan and Greg were, always ordering the most expensive items on the menu and expecting everyone else to foot the bill. I told Mike I wasn't sure if I should come, especially since they'd be there. He convinced me, though, saying it would only be one dinner, and I could put my opinions aside just this once. Reluctantly, I agreed. When we arrived, the table was set and everyone was busy looking through the menu. Most people ordered meals that were around $40, with a few opting for drinks. The vibe was relaxed, and I thought maybe it wouldn't be too bad after all. But then it came time for Susan and Greg to order. Susan picked a $100 steak, and Greg went for a seafood platter that cost $150. I was starting to get a little uncomfortable, but I kept quiet, figuring I could just order a drink and not make a fuss. When the waiter came to take my order, everyone turned their attention to me. I knew what they were thinking. I didn't even look at the menu. I just pointed to a $4 bottle of Miller Lite and sent the waiter on his way. At that moment, two other friends, who had been eyeing the menu nervously, also decided to cancel their meals and just have drinks. It felt like the right choice. The dinner went on, and the plates were cleared. The conversation was light, but I couldn't shake the feeling of unease when it was time to pay. Greg, who had obviously ordered the priciest dish, called over the waiter and told him to split the check 6 ways. I was a bit taken aback. I stood up, looked at Greg, and said, "Actually, the check should be split 3 ways. Greg looked at me, confused. "What do you mean?" he asked. I calmly reminded him that 3 of us hadn't ordered food, just drinks, so we would only be paying for our drinks. There was a brief silence before Greg nodded, though I could tell he wasn't thrilled. The waiter came back, adjusted the check, and I slid a $10 bill towards the total for my drink. As I stood up to leave, I said my goodbyes and walked out, feeling oddly satisfied. It wasn't about the money, it was about standing up for myself and setting boundaries with people who always expected others to cover their costs. Some lessons are learned the hard way, but this one felt worth it.